Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. Celtics get that dub, game 3 on the road in Indiana, and we here to instantly react. It's your boy Breezie and CPOG right after this. We're gonna start the show off with this. You ready, Cliff?
Yep.
I don't know where the Boston Celtics defense was all night, but I tell you what, they came through in the clutch exactly when we needed them. CPOG, what's going on, bro? How you feeling, man?
What up, baby? I'm feeling better now. I was, you know me, I was on the ledge. I ain't gonna front. I was on the ledge.
Everybody was on the ledge. You wasn't by yourself, bro.
Nah, it was on some depression type shit, depression type stuff. You know, I was just like, yo, this can't be it, Boston. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, I just felt some type of way, but you know, like I said, we pulled it off. We pulled it out. And Jason Tatum was mic'd up, and he like, oh, we having fun now. You only up by 1. Shut up. Like, we having fun now. We having fun now.
I seen that. You
only
clip.
been able to defend them all night. It's very plausible today. If Drew hadn't did what he did, you know. But I'm happy with the win. I'm happy with the win.
Well, you know, I tell you what, and we're gonna recap the game. It was definitely a nail biter. All right, so I'll say it was a nail biter. Celtics won a nail biter in game 3 over the Pacers, 114-111. And Cliff, you spoke about stuff, you know, early. I would say Jason Tatum got off to an early start, and he was on fire. 805 Blackbeard says, Breezy, we going all the way. You know what I mean? I could feel you. I could dig it. You know, I could dig it, baby. I could dig it. And it feels good, right? Because the Celtics found a way to erase an 18-point deficit in this game. And, you know, that was crucial. Like, so, because Cliff, you said, yo, we came out here and we started good. We won the first quarter, right? 32-31. But did you foresee? Let me ask you this question: did you foresee, you know, the two guards? Did you foresee T.J. McConnell and Andrew Nembhard?
Yeah, I thought that they were going to get theirs, but not to this extent. No, I didn't feel as though the Celtics would allow it. I didn't feel as though the Celtics would allow anything like that. Boy, was I wrong. It wasn't that we were getting beat. It was the way we were getting beat. Like,
okay,
you know. But yes. To answer your question, no, I did not. I didn't.
Kevin Parker says, wow, I can't believe we came back and won that. Brandy says, hey, Breezy, what's going on, B? This is a funny one. Fluffy Ninja says, funny thing, I stopped watching Boston when Larry Bird retired. Understood. It's good basketball now, man. It's good basketball. But you know what, Cliff? Like, when I go back and I think about what I actually witnessed on the floor, let's talk about how the Celtics did get beat a lot, right? And let's recap this game, because I think the Celtics, once Indiana made the switch of bringing in T.J. McConnell, it forced the Celtics to do some stuff a little bit differently. And it's not that I didn't want to see them go small ball, but it depended on who was on the court when they went small ball. And the moment O'Shea Brissett came in for Al Horford and Tatum went to the 5, that's when the energy started to shift for the Indiana Pacers, and they started to feast on our guys inside the paint. They had like 19 paint points like in the first quarter, like in the first quarter, bro. They was killing us in the paint.
Because if you notice, you can go back to a lot of plays, and you saw where they were switching, and you ended up with a big on a guard. You ended up with White was several times. White was in the Bing with either Turner or Siakam. He did block one of in the first quarter. He blocked one of Evans. Turner shots, but it was they kept switching. Like I don't know what our defense is doing, but we're switching. Like we're switching, and 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have a big on a small, and that's what was happening to us. That's what I saw.
That's what they were forcing that, right? Like that was Indiana's game plan. Like let's force the switch. Let's get the bigs. Let's get our guys who are quicker, and let's get their bigs to kind of like rotate. And once that happened, they were getting by. They were, and here's the thing, right? They weren't just getting by the bigs. So I'm not gonna put our bigs out there like they got abused. It was really Al Horford, and then Missoula must have had an epiphany because then he started to put in Xavier Tillman Jr. Right, and that's when you kind of start to see him. And then there was even a moment where we went double big, and I'm like, why are we going double big? Like, we just need one big on the court and guys that could keep up with these young guards. And so TJ, and it's crazy because McConnell didn't get the start. You know who got the start? Ben Shepherd got the start. So
Yeah.
Andrew Nemhard went to the one to start for Halliburton, and then Ben Shepherd got the start at the two. Who he went 0 for 4 tonight. So he was like a non-factor on the court. He did come in. He was a -8 on the court. Ben Shepherd. But Nemhard he played 39 minutes, 24 seconds, shot 57.1% from the floor, Cliff. He went 12 for 21 and 4 for 7 from the three. He shot 57.1 from the three. I felt like Nemhard was the like I don't know if he was the pulse of this game for the Indiana Pacers, but he was allowing the Pacers to keep that distance. And then I think McConnell was more of the post because he went 10 for 17, shot 58% from the floor, almost 59%. He only hit 1 3, so he shot 25%, 1 for 4. And he was a -1 on the court. But I felt like though that tandem was going to be a little crucial. And I said, I believe it was on one of the Celtics podcasts that I do, I said I'm a little worried with Halliburton not being out there because Halliburton is more of a liability on defense, and when they bring these other guys out, they're more defensive. And I think I said to you at the last game, why couldn't we score in a stretch? And you saw it. You saw it. Like you saw it throughout this game with this particular lineup on the court for Indiana, why we couldn't score. So it was a tough transition, but the Celtics figured it out. And do you tip your hat to Joe Mazzulla here or do you tip your hat to the players for making plays?
Yeah, I tip my hat to the players because a coach is supposed to put players in a position to be successful, and he just didn't do that in the first 3 quarters. In my first 2.5 quarters, in my opinion, that commitment to Hauser is one that's going to baffle me for a long time. It makes no Hauser can't hit the side of a barn, man. Like he can't, you know. And in addition to that, he is such a liability on. He is so slow. His feet are so slow on defense. You
I
know
I, I
what?
yeah,
What? Am I
because
wrong?
there was a play where Miles Turner like crossed him up.
Yeah. What is your allegiance to this guy?
I think can I give you my theory on why Hauser's on the court? And I could be wrong. It's just my theory. And tell me if this makes basketball sense to you. Not don't think about it as a Celtics fan. Think about it as a basketball coach.
Okay.
Hauser's on the floor to do what?
He's on his floor to hit threes.
Right. So if he's on the floor, he's supposed to be doing what for the Boston Celtics? He's supposed to be spacing it out for them, right? And so he
Yeah.
had some good looks. He just was off tonight. He's been off all playoffs. So I think the reason why Joe puts him out there is because he gives the Celtics some type of spacing. And now he just has to execute when he gets the opportunities. And you called it. I think you're right, Cliff. I think the moment is too big for him right now. But how do you get out of this rut? Because he's in a rut.
Man, he can't get out of it. It's a wrap. Like it's a wrap. He can't get out of it. It's in his head. Maybe he will, but I'm just saying. I have seen him like the ball is just not being kind to him, like somebody working a root on him or something, like Monstars is in, I don't know. Because he's getting good looks and the ball is like going in and out. Like tonight, he came close like 3 times. The ball like went in and out. So I felt like we getting closer.
I agree with you. I'm just trying to figure out how you can't straight up bench him because you need him for spacing. So you can't straight up bench him, right? Everybody so everybody gonna miss threes, but you still need him on the floor to help space out the court.
If I was Rick Carlisle, I would, and he came in the game, I would. He got to show us that he can make these shots. I would leave him wide open. I would leave him wide open. He'd have to show me that he can make these shots.
I mean, I agree. He hasn't. It's weird, right? Like he hasn't been hitting them, but the scouting report is he can get hot. And if you leave him wide open and he hits the three, and
okay, if I'm Rick Carlisle, I'm ready to give that up. But you got to show me first.
But he's a 3-point shooter, so it's like I don't think you take that chance. If it was a shooter like Tatum, Brown, them guys, I think you can live with it if they hit. You know what I'm saying? But
like, we have a big sample size of what we can expect. Why would we expect anything different? He's been missing wide open threes. Why am I going to exert especially I'm down man. Why would I exert my energy on him when he's shown me nothing but the fact that he can't hit threes right now?
No, I get what you're saying, bro. I'm just saying he's in a rut. And the only way to get out of it is to shoot. If his only job is to shoot, he has to keep shooting.
Not in these playoffs. Not where we at now.
I think
maybe in the first and second round, but not where we at now.
I don't know if we agree on this, but I really think the fact that Porzingis being out is really affecting the spacing on the floor and giving the proper spacing for these shooters to get off. Like they normally would, like Sam Hauser normally would, or even Peyton Pritchard. He would hit a couple of big threes, especially in the corner. And so you're seeing
Sam Hauser hits those threes where
rhythm,
where he gets caught in rhythm because he can't create his own shot.
Correct.
He's not a 3-point player that can create his own shot. So because he can't create his own shot, you're right about the space. He needs to catch the ball in rhythm and pop. And I believe that's a part of the scouting report too. As the way they play him,
interesting,
because he's catching the ball flat-footed. You know, when they're giving him passes, he's already been standing there. It's not like he's catching the ball off ball movement, but that brings us back to the fact that they're not running any plays that require ball movement. We're one-on-one in it.
A lot.
So I mean, I'm kind of if I'm saying anything. I'm kind of low-key giving Hauser a pass because in order for him to catch the ball in rhythm, the ball got to move. The ball's not moving. So maybe that's one of his problems.
Could be. All I know is he's struggling, and he has to figure out, or maybe the coach can get him some better opportunity looks. Because when I go back and I look at what Sam Hauser did in his game, he's consistently bad, right? 0 for 3 from the floor. They all were 3-point attempts, missed all of them. He got 1 rebound in this game, one where that was the one he kind of like tipped. You know what I'm saying? So statistically, he wasn't good, but that's 13 minutes. And once again, Cliff, the Celtics bench only scored. Oh my gosh, you don't want to hear this.
But it's about 8.
The Celtics bench scored 4 points, bro.
Okay. So we're getting worse, is what you're saying to me. We're getting worse. We got 13. We got 19 one game, right? And then we got 13. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Celtics bench. Let's talk about the bench, man. And I want to get your takes on the bench. But before we do that, let's go ahead and shout out some of the people out there in the live show. Shout out to Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights, Banner 18, Boston on the way. I could feel it, bro. I could feel it. Harmony's in the building. She says, peace to the Cypher. One more to go. Ben's in the building. What's good, fellas? So like I said, we going for the sweep. Brandy says we were talking about Hauser that he's completely off. And our brother Bro Sense is watching here, watching. Shout out to Bro Sense. It's good to see you, bro. Ben had a question too. He wanted to know how Pritchard did, and so this game was a little different for Pritchard, right?
Yes, Pritchard was doo doo.
Yeah, it's just it's so weird, right? He had a big nice little 2 point. He went 1 for 3 from the line, 33% from the floor. He was 0 for 2 from the three. 2 rebounds, 3 assists. He did have a turnover. Celtics only had 7 turnovers in this game. That's a win, but and they got the win too. That's a win. It's 7 to 12, I think is the number. No, they had 11, 7 to 11. So they had 11 turnovers. Indiana. You said Pritchard was due to. It's his 14 minutes on the floor. I'm not sure what he did that enabled his team to be better. And that leads to the bench, right? We got to figure out, Cliff, how to activate the Celtics bench a little bit more. Again, Luke Cornett was out with the wrist injury. That would be probably another 8 to 10 to 12-minute guy that would have got some minutes because Tillman got minutes today. But we only got 4 points from this bench, bro.
I just listen. You like you said with Porzingis being where I get all of that, but Missoula's got to be more strategic in what he's doing with these. If you have to use Hauser, you got to use him like at the end of each quarter, like when you're giving somebody a rest, like in that time. You can't use him and make him a part of the meat of what we're doing. That's the first one. All right. Brissett is formidable defensively. All right. And that's pretty much what we need. We got enough scoring when we're hitting shots. We need to be able to defend. And if we're going to switch, we need to switch with somebody that can at least effectively guard 1 to 3 and some 4. Brissett is that guy. All right. Whatever he gives or don't gives on whatever our bench gives or don't give on offense, we can survive that because we have scorers. We got guys that can put the ball in the basket. I'm more concerned with what we get from them defensively because our starting 5 will build up a lead and then we start subbing out and then you got Pritchard, Hauser and Cornett in the game at the same time. Now we are totally trash defensively, and we do this like clockwork every single game. If Cornett had been there, you would have saw Pritchard, Cornett, and Hauser in the game with either JB or Tatum. That's what you would have saw.
Yeah, Ben says you have a point. I don't know how to activate the bench when the best player on the bench is starting in your lineup. It's almost impossible.
Yeah. But like I said, there's ways that you can do that. And what I think I'm going to do next game is I'm going to think creatively of some ways in that lineup. Without Porzingis, logistically, it is a bit of it's a Herculean task, but not impossible. But you got a bench full of assistants. Y'all all Sam Cassell's on that bench. Y'all can't collectively come together and come up with a scheme. That's all I'm saying, man.
But I don't think that's how basketball works, bro. I don't think that's how basketball works at all. Like your bench is your bench for a reason. Now, depending on how much money you got and how you develop certain types of players, or how players develop, will determine how well your bench is. And I'm gonna go out on the limb and say the bench really starts with Al Horford,
and he's starting,
and then maybe Pritchard, right? I'm just ordering the bench as far as best to worst, right? And so you're not gonna get offense from O'Shea Brissett, but you're going to get intensity, on-ball defense, a guy that can switch. Now, if they choose to rotate the big on him, he's gonna struggle. You watched it tonight. You watched Siakam and Turner and even what was his name, Isaiah Jackson. They were having their way in the paint with the small ball lineup. So Brissett literally is gonna be somewhat of a liability depending on how Indiana chooses to attack him. But I just feel like defensively, when it comes to all ball, if it Brissett's a better matchup when Halliburton's out there, because now you got a guy that's going to be a liability on defense from the Indiana Pacers. So it kind of changes the way they kind of attack a Brissett. But I do like his intensity, and I feel like the Celtics need to find a way to inject that more and find a way to run a play or two to get him off so he can get a basket or two just to offset some of the stuff that he's going to have to do defensively. As far as Tillman, whew, I'm not sure. I don't know. I need to see more Tillman. We rarely see any Tillman.
I don't even know. I don't understand. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that one out,
And
man.
that's why I'm asking you, bro, because
You know, Missoula, he's a strange dude, man.
but okay, so in this game, you Tillman played 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes. He literally played 1 second less than 13 minutes in this game. That's what was reported, right? He went 1 for 1. He got a basket, 100%. He was a plus 12 when he was on the court. But my question is, why did Joe Mazzulla go double big, and why wasn't Tillman the first option when Al came out? That way you kept the big there. They only went on the run because we switched to small ball, and they kept their bigs in.
And they kept their bigs in. And I, man, listen, that's a question that only Joe. Only Joe Missoula can answer. Only PZ Joe can answer. Because national TV, you know you on TV. They got cameras all over the place. You can't get a haircut. Come on, it's the final. It's the conference finals, Joe. That's probably why we can't. That's probably why we ain't winning. Listen, I don't. Joe Missoula. I don't want to call him a weirdo or anything, but he's a very strange young man. Like I don't know what other way to say it.
Strange.
Some of the things some of the things he does not. They don't make sense.
They make sense to him, I bet. That's that. What do we call those people? Like geniuses or something?
Don't let me in the press room. That's all I'm saying.
You stupid.
Don't give me press credentials. I don't. Because I got a bunch of questions for Joe.
I just feel like the bench is the bench. We have what's the word? Because I don't want to say it's the weakest bench. We don't. I bet that's not the word I'm looking for. We just don't have. I think Indiana has the best bench in basketball as far as depth and talent.
Yeah. I don't know. But listen. Our third string center, right?
Okay, tell me.
He doesn't have his hand-eye coordination. I don't know how he even got to the NBA. It would be quite honest with you. In some plays.
Okay.
And because he's surrounded by greatness, he can somewhat, a little bit like Kendrick Perkins. You're playing with all these great players, so now you can come in the game and do a little garbage. And but you have Hauser, who's clearly his head's not in the game. Did he have a kid or something? I don't know. What's the knock on him? Did something happen with him in his life?
No, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, legit, the spacing isn't right. I'm telling you. Like, I'm not a shooter, and I know shooters. There's shooters that shoot off of screens. There's shooters that run around and get open in certain types of spacing. There's shooters that's just ready to catch and shoot. There's shooters that got to set their feet. There's shooters that can put the ball on the ground and dribble. There's shooters that can create space. I don't know if he relies strategically on a guy like Porzingis being able to create the space. But can't Al do what Porzingis does?
No. Al's not as long. He's not as long, man. Porzingis, he covers a lot of floor. Now you can body him. You for instance, I'm not looking past Indiana, and from the looks of things, Minnesota ain't making it to the finals. But we'd be perfect against Minnesota because Gobert's not a dominant big, and neither is Cat. So what I'm saying about Porzingis is Porzingis, he's long. He's just very long. That's all I can say. He's long, and I think he's more efficient from the three than Al.
Okay. We
I
got a
think he's a
couple of
much better. I think he's a much better shooter than Al. So you gotta pair. You gotta because Al getting wide open shots. If you notice it,
and tonight he went off. We'll talk about him in a second. We got a couple of questions about the bench inside the chat, so I wanted to address these. Ben says, Wayne, do we take Pritchard off the bench and have him as a starter for his minutes that he plays? Pritchard doesn't. Pritchard's not a starting point
he's
guard
not
in
not a
the
starter
NBA.
anywhere.
Yeah, he's not a starting point guard in the NBA, but
No.
I did like Pritchard on the floor when he came in, but he came in mad early. Who did they sub out? It was like 5 minutes, and they subbed out. It wasn't Drew Holiday. So I wonder if Pritchard, because of Drew Holiday's illness, I wonder if I don't know. It's just weird,
Because
right?
he probably was Drew Holiday probably was drained, and he probably couldn't go. So Pritchard had to come in earlier. So Pritchard's I guess Pritchard's our sixth man now.
I think I'm starting to understand though Joe Mazzulla a little bit more, Cliff, now that I think about it, because we just did a whole segment on the Celtics bench. And you know what it is, bro? The bench is the bench. And it puts more of a strain on the starters. And no wonder the starters kind of seem like to let up off the gas. They got to kind of conserve their energy for 4 quarters, bro. I think that's what's going. And then you see, you said Drew Holiday made the play of the game. He literally saved the day. Jason Tatum got going. Al Horford was hitting threes left and right toward the end in the 4th quarter down the stretch. Jaylen Brown was getting to the rim by attacking.
We can easily be down 2-1 right now, right? Easily.
Well, tell us, how can we easily be down 2-1? Because I agree with you, but tell everybody out there.
The first game, you and I both we was on our way getting ready to start the show.
Yeah, that game, if Jaylen Brown doesn't hit that shot, bro. If Jaylen Brown doesn't steal that,
there was only 8 seconds. What was it? 8 seconds left.
Yeah, so he stole the pass. So he on the inbounds, he forced a turnover. That was number 1. And then we got the ball back. Joe called the timeout, ran a play, and Jaylen Brown hits that shot. Now, my thing is, on that shot, I still don't know how that wasn't a 3 with Siakam landing in his shooting space. And they called it tonight, right? They called it tonight. We got that call.
They absolutely did. They called it on White, I think they called it on.
I don't understand the ruling and the refs.
Did you see the meme I sent you?
Nah.
When Siakam put his hands behind his back, and Siakam digging in his ass instead of defending, instead of contesting his shot.
Bro, that's funny. Philip LeFranc says, why y'all look like y'all ain't take a 3-0 lead on the enemy court tonight? Bro, this game was draining. Listen, first of all,
don't start.
We started the show off with all the energy. Listen, I'm ecstatic. I'm not even gonna front. But you know me, Philip. I'm a coach. You know my thing is, how can we be better for the next game? It's not over.
It's not
right?
Yet.
And so for me, we won this. Now I'm moving on to the next game and trying to figure out how to prepare us mentally, physically for the next game. But I love you too, bro. Just we not mad. We still got questions.
Concerned.
Yeah,
but rightfully so.
Yeah, it's not like they took this game without their star player playing.
We went down 18.
I felt like we went down 18 twice.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man. Shit.
But so it's cool, man. Listen, man, I'm all for it, bro. I the game was the game. I thought if we could get a little more from the bench, though, I wonder if it would relieve our
It would.
starters.
A good number for our bench consistently would be averaging 25 points. If we could get 25 points from our bench, we'd be golden, man.
I do want to give you the Pacers bench points. You ready?
I don't even want to know, but you can tell.
Well, because I want to know if they got the 25. That's why I'm at. That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, they got the 25 because
Yeah,
McConnell gave him 23.
yeah.
So McConnell had 23. Toppin had 4. That's 27. You got 2 from Isaiah Jackson. That's 29. You got 2 from Doug McDermott. That's 31. So their bench had 30. So their bench outscored our bench 31 to 4. 31 to 4. Wow.
And we winning. That's crazy because you're not those with those
Yo,
numbers. That means you
put
got
some
nothing.
respect on the Celtics name. You gotta put some respect on these Celtics, bro, and including Joe Mazzulla and the coaches, bro. They dug skin deep on this joint, bro. They literally had to dig a hole. They dug themselves in a hole, and then they found a way to climb out of the hole, not once but twice, and win the game.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy.
I'm just saying, like, you know what? This might have been the best dub. Like, they showed grit.
I don't know, man.
Okay, listen. I'm not saying I'm right, but this was the grit game for me. This is
I'm asking everybody out there.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Are the Celtics playing championship basketball right now?
I don't even know what championship. I don't know if there's a clear definition of what championship basketball is. The Celtics are doing what it takes to win. Is that championship basketball?
I guess it's a matter of perspective now.
That's what I'm saying. No, but so which championship basketball from your perspective though? That's a good question.
We're not playing thorough basketball, and I mean, and I think somebody got to say it. I mean, we're not playing thorough basketball. Like we're just not. We're not playing. We're not playing thorough basketball. I don't know the words I want to say to get my point across, but we're not playing complete game. Well, I guess we are playing complete games if we pull them off in the end, but I just feel like we had no business being down 18 to 20 or whatever we was down. We had no business at no time in any game in this series or other series being down that many points, man.
I'm telling you,
with the star player on the bench.
It seemed like Halliburton being out, they had way less turnovers. When Halliburton plays, there's way more turnovers from this team. This team only finished with 11 today. I think he's a liability on defense. The Celtics kind of know how to attack him.
So you think we'd have been better off with him on the floor?
Yes,
well,
absolutely.
I felt the same. I think we discussed that in Cleveland.
Yes, with Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell on the floor.
Because he needs the ball in his hands, right? He's ball dominant. It takes away. No one else could get going on the Cleveland. And you saw what Nembhard did. Like let's Nembhard balled out.
Nembhard. I don't know if he's on the contract extension, but Nembhard, whatever they paying him, he earned it. Yo, he cooked every person on the starting five tonight.
Every person: Tatum, Brown, White, Holiday.
He cooked every last one of them. He cooked Pritchard little ass in the first. He told Pritchard, "This is how it's gonna be, bro. You better tell him you don't want to D me."
That's funny.
He started busting Pritchard ass from jump.
Yo, he was cooking. I ain't going front. And I felt like he kind of ran out of gas toward the end of the game. You see what I'm saying? Like, do the Celtics play, yo, you go use all your energy. We can out-stamina you. Like, we have the stamina.
But how is that? Because we're more wounded. They have more bodies than we. They have more capable bodies than we do.
That's a fact, but maybe experience, maybe those intangible factors kick in. You know what I'm saying? That will make. Look, Drew Holiday and Derek White, offensively, I thought were terrible in this game. But defensively, I thought they did what they needed to do to give their team extra possessions.
Yeah, they did, but there was plays where I mean, yo, White he stayed getting his ass toe up down there in the Bing, man. I was like, why is he down here? Like he got caught down there quite a lot.
Can I give you my theory? I mean, White had 2 fouls early, and then he kind of he kind of lost. I, I, Cliff, I've never played professional sports, but in in basketball, when you get those 2 fouls in the first quarter, I'm curious to know, does it change the mentality of the player? Do they have to play a little bit more timid defensively because they can't get that third foul? Because if they do, they're not playing in the rest of the first half.
No, so what happens? Yeah, that's pretty much what. But sis, so you're a liability at that point. That's why a lot of times when they get them too far, they just take you all
They
together.
take you out of the game like they did
Yeah,
Siakam early.
you're
Like
just gonna take you out.
yeah.
It's my time.
So do you feel like, you asked the question, are the Celtics playing championship basketball? And I think that they are.
Yes,
I
yes,
think they are playing championship basketball. But here's what I think they lack. And I think they lack at times the mentality, intensity, and just, I feel like them two intangible things is kind of what changes the Celtics and kind of predicts what they're going to do. If they come out with the intensity and the mentality to say that we can't be beat and no one can see us, would that look more like championship basketball to you?
yes. Just come. I just want to see one game where y'all just come out and jump on them and don't let them out. Just beat them down. One
Do you
game.
do you think playing on the road though kind of affects it? Because like on the road, you just want to get the win and get the hell out of there.
And all bench players play better at home.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. I mean, so looking at it that way, you can see where we just be happy with the win and we get the win any way we can because we are not in Boston. And it is so hard to win on the road, even though we're undefeated on the road. This you know,
5-0 on the road. We just defeated a team that was 6-0 at home. I'm going to clap that junk up. Know what I'm saying? That deserves the clap, the cheer, the applause. Because a lot of people were like, "Oh, Indiana doesn't lose at home. Indiana doesn't lose at home." And I'm like, "Well, the Celtics don't lose on the road." One of them had to give tonight, and the Celtics found a way to get it done. So for me, Cliff, winning this game, I know it didn't look pretty.
no, it was ass ugly. Yes, but we did win. You're right. Sorry.
I feel like that's part of championship basketball, right? Because not every win is going to be dominant. And if you go back to the regular season series against the Indiana Pacers, these games were all close. It was one blowout game by like 50 something points, and then the rest were all close games. And
Yeah.
so this is what you're getting. The only issue, my only concern is, do the Celtics play better when Halliburton is out there? They always play down. Did they play down to the competition tonight? That's my question.
It's you can count on it. You can count on it. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And a lot of people not gonna agree with me, and they're gonna say that I'm whatever. It is whatever. In the next series, Dallas could lose Luca and Kyrie,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll find a way to make it interesting.
I know. I, do you okay? Do they play down to their competition when the stars aren't on the court? You say yes. Also, are they unprepared when the stars aren't there? Like, is it a different game plan when you know you're supposed to be playing on a superstar and then you end up playing somebody that is considered like not a superstar, that has a superstar night, like TJ McConnell and them are, they had superstar nights. Like, I'm like, oh, these guys are all stars tonight.
Um, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Wait, I gotta be honest with you. My emotions are so bad, like, like, I'm probably going off on a tangent here, but my emotions are so bad during these here playoffs that, and you experienced too from the Texans, but I could be so high and then be so low,
Mm-hmm.
all in the same 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. But isn't that a game of runs? Isn't that what basketball is? It's a little different in football. Baseball, you can never know what's gonna happen. But
Basketball, it just happened so fast.
because it's a game of runs, bro. Like Tatum said tonight, no team is safe. Like no lead is safe, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's his quote. No lead is safe. Whether the Celtics had a 9-point lead and then they switched to an 18-point lead, it just reversed just like that. So no lead is safe in this joint. I mean Morris in the building. What's going on, fam? But yeah, man, like that junk is crazy. Let's get to the player of the game because Jason Tatum, 36 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 assists from a triple double in an NBA Eastern Conference final game. It had been his first triple double of an Eastern Conference final game. It was 2 assists away. Thoughts on Jason Tatum? How did he look out there to you, energy wise, everything?
His energy was good, but Jason Tatum, it's a little laziness to him. And when we started getting down, he's the one that led the charge with just starting to hurl up threes. If you remember at the end of the second half, not getting on him. He had a great game, 36 points. But at the end of the day, I don't want to sound like Steve Purdy. They should have been 50. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am
What you
saying
saying?
is,
Yeah, let us know what you're saying.
no, it's not what I'm saying. I take the 30. Man, you know what? I take the dub. I take the 36.
No. Say what you were gonna say. Like don't pull
Because
back
because
now.
because because at the end of the day, she has to show more control. All right. We were only down at that time. The lead started getting away from us, so we was 7, 9 points or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt like, it just felt like he just would come down and just start hurling everybody. I think he started throwing the threes up, and then everybody else started throwing the threes up, making long rebounds, and that's how they built their lead up. The first one.
Okay, look, look. I like that you have your expectations are a little different than my expectations. I thought Tatum was the best player overall on a basketball court tonight. I liked his aggressiveness early. The moment they sat him down in that first quarter was when the run started.
Just like game two
Just like game two.
and game one.
So that's another adjustment that Joe's gonna have to figure out how to make. You
That's
can't.
what I was saying earlier.
Well, listen, you didn't say anything wrong. That's just another adjustment that Joe's gonna have to make because he's gonna need Tatum out there at least in the quarter one and maybe sit Brown and try to get somebody. I don't know. It's weird, man. It's super weird. It's super weird. Corey, what's going on, bro? We love you out here, man. We love you, brother. Um, it's just weird, like a weird vibe. But I thought Jason Tatum was the best player on the court, bro.
He
Um,
absolutely was. I mean, he was. He
and
was.
then what, like you said, it wasn't 50 points, but here's what I liked. He shot 50% from the 3-point line. He went 5 for 10, and 3 of them junks were terrible shots.
Yep.
So he gonna give you on average every night 3 terrible threes. 3 of them junks. I
Yeah.
think where he struggled for me, if there was one area he could improve in, Cliff, it would have been at the free throw line. He went 7 for 11. He's an 87%
Remember I
free throw
text you, he
shooter.
missed two.
He missed 4.
But I mean, he missed two in a like in one possession.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough watching him from the free throw line. I mean, he had a Jaylen Brown night from the free throw line.
What did Brown finish with?
From the free throw line, he went 3 for 4. He shot 75%. And he
No, I'm
missed
talking
one.
about as a whole, like point
He
wise.
finished with 24 points. So Jaylen Brown is averaging. Can you do the math for me? No, I'll do it.
So you got two guys that had over half the points, or
You expect that though from these guys. That's what you expected from the
well,
Celtics.
that's what they get. Yeah, Troy.
26 plus 24 plus 40 divided by 3 equals 26 plus 24 plus 40 divided by 3. So Jaylen Brown's averaging 30 points. Jason Tatum is averaging over 30 points. This
like
is so fun.
34.
Yeah, man. This is dope. Al Horford had a big night. He played only 30, and he only played 34 minutes, but Al Horford went 7 for 12.
Yo, he hit 7 threes, man.
He hit 7 threes. He took 12 attempts. He finished with 23. Derek White had an off night. I thought he would play big tonight. He didn't have to D Halliburton, but I think they gave him problems. If Halliburton was playing, see what I'm saying? The defense would have been a little different. I'm telling you, them little guys were giving these guards fits. And Cliff, remember before playoffs, remember there were certain teams I said I didn't want to see because they had real small, quick guards.
Yeah, and they got 2 of them.
And they got 2. But remember when the Knicks had what's his name? Quickly? He don't play for the Knicks anymore. But every time we play those quick guards, even what's the kid from Philly? Tyrese Maxey.
Oh,
whenever we play those guys, we struggle with speedy guards, bro. We struggle with quick, fast guards. If we win this series and we end up playing Dallas Mavericks in the finals, that's gonna be a tough matchup. Everything about that is gonna be tough.
That's that. I don't.
Give me Anthony Edwards and everybody else from that Minnesota Timberwolves team.
We'll bust Minnesota ass. Point blank. Period.
But congratulations to Jason Tatum having a MVP-esque night.
He still won't get credit.
He still won't get credit. That is the truth. He still won't get the credit. But congratulations to Jason Tatum. Let's do game balls, Cliff, and then let's kind of quickly preview the game 4. All right, and then we'll be done. All right. So your game ball, who's your game ball going to on tonight?
My game ball going to Drew. He had a Jordan game. He was injured. He was sick. He was still good. He was dehydrated.
I knew he was going
to play
this.
the game. I'll give him the game ball.
I like that. 38 minutes, 7 seconds. He went 4 for 10, shot 40% from the floor, 1 for 6 from the 3. He hit all his free throws, finished with 14 points, but he had 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block shot. He did lead the team in turnovers though with 3.
I just you know me. I'm strange like that. I if I had to, it would either be that, or it would be Horford because he came up out of his shell and he came up out of his slump and he gave us 7 threes tonight.
Yeah, that would have been my game ball. It would have went to Al Horford. I just thought that he picked his spots and he shot his shot. And the ones that he missed, like he shook it off like, oh, I'm gonna get another try. I'm gonna get another opportunity. I'm gonna get another chance. And so congratulations to our game balls from the Celtics Green podcast and Al Horford and Drew Holiday. Congratulations to those guys. Let's quickly preview game 4. We're still in Indiana. Halliburton status is still up in the air. I don't think he's gonna play. They're down 3 games.
He's not. After talking to you, I wouldn't just looked up all my stuff, and that hamstring. He's not. The only way he plays if Indiana somehow won this series. He's not coming back for the series. He won't be back. And if they put him out there like they did for the Knicks, he's gonna be hobbled. And I hope they do it because we'll be up by 30 by the time they realize they messed up.
Right. I don't think Carlisle's going to do that, but the Celtics have to be prepared for Halliburton, which I think they already are. After this game, they got the victory, 114 to 111. I'm wondering if they'll be more prepared to take on this particular type of lineup again. I think will they make those proper adjustments?
They have to. They're professionals. They have to. I say game 4 Monday.
Do you think they make those? I know they have to do it, but do you think they do it? Is my question.
Yeah. I don't think they play around. I don't think they play around. I
They
don't think
try
they
to
play
close
around.
this out.
They don't play around. They pull this out on Monday.
See, I'm a little concerned because I'm like, this is a game where the Celtics will play with their food, and then you know what I'm saying. Let them get this win and go back home and win it in Game 5 for the fans of Boston.
No, we need to win this. We need to wrap this shit up.
Well, no, you're 100% correct. I'm just telling you which type of versions of Celtics we may get, especially
if they win one, Monday, fine. Then we'll just beat their ass on Wednesday. I mean, this is a virtual certainty. I mean, it's over. Like,
they said no team has come back from being down 0-3 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No team has come back in baseball. It has, but not in basketball.
Yeah, basketball. Right? No team has come back in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And nowhere.
Oh.
Big teams come back from 3-1. LeBron did it to Golden State.
All right. So being 0-3. So the Celtics just got to come out Game 4 intensity. If they have that mindset like you were talking about earlier, Cliff, to wrap this up, right? That's key. And they have to adjust to the speed of the game. I think McConnell and,
I think with certain lineups you can't.
So you kind of got to, they got to kind of force them to take more.
Hauser, not so much Pritchard, but when you got Hauser and Cornette in the same lineup, you giving away speed. You giving away speed, and you giving away being able to switch different positions. You're giving away a lot having them two guys on the floor together. I'm just telling you.
You're 100% correct, but what I'm trying to say is they have to figure out a way to adjust, because now on film they have Hauser. I mean, they have T.J. McConnell. They have Nembhard. They have these guys on film, and they're going to be able to watch what they do, so they'll be more prepared to face. Let's say Ben Shepherd gets the start again with Nembhard. They'll be a little bit more prepared, I think, for the Indiana Pacers in Game 4.
I think
defensively.
I think Game 4 is going to get a piece of cake. I'm sorry, but
all right, and I hope it is. That's what we need it to be. We need it to be a piece of cake. The Celtics need to wrap this up, get this series over with. You want to get Porzingis back out there. Now, this has been rumored, Cliff. This has been rumored that this will be Porzingis' game to return.
What, Game 4?
Game 4. This was the initial rumor. Do you think they should allow him to return just to get his feet wet if he's cleared?
He got to get some contact. He hasn't been practicing.
Right. So
I told him in the game he hadn't even been able to practice.
Got you. Okay. All right. I just feel like this might be a game where if he practices on tomorrow, is that enough practice
he's got to get his win. He ain't played in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, he's out of basketball shape, right?
He's not in basketball shape. He need like a week of practice.
Okay. So don't expect Porzingis to be back, and I don't think the Celtics need him. I think I was more kind of concerned, should we get him in and get him some minutes? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, minutes.
That's the way to getting in basketball shape.
That's the only way to get in basketball shape during these playoffs. So that's why I said if he's available, he doesn't have to start, but do you rotate him back in?
I mean,
for Game 4.
I would definitely do it. I'll throw his lanky ass in there right now.
I'm with you 100%, broski. 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, the Celtics won a nail-biter in Game 3 to go up 3-0 against the Indiana Pacers. The Celtics look to close this out in Game 4. We're your hosts, WayneBreezie, CPOG. We'll be back for that Game 4 reaction show live right after the game. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. All right, subscribe to the channel. Become a member of the BB crew. That's the Breezy Bunch crew. You don't want to miss out. Put your alerts. Make sure they're set to all. And don't forget, follow us on Insta at Celtics Green Podcast. Follow us on Insta at Celtics Green Podcast. Till the next time, we love y'all. It's different here. I love that. All in Celtics, baby. Let's go for that sweep, baby. We out. Peace.